some of the remarks made today just touched me because Jeremy was such a special person. I see a couple of people here tonight who, like me, had the privilege of working with Jeremy. I see Abby, I see Tamar, Moshe. Who am I missing? Jack? Jeremy was seriously super smart. I just remember him being able to analyze a problem. He was talking about objects before we knew what objects were. He had to explain to us what objects were. But it was an entire approach to analyzing a problem from a very deep and insightful fashion. And but I have to go back farther. We worked together at Accent Software, but I never actually knew Jeremy at MIT, though it turns out he lived in the very same room that I had lived in a couple years previous. But when I first started to get to know Jeremy, it has to do with an event that Lisa organized. If you can imagine, was it 93, 94? At Accent Software we were doing a show in Las Vegas, and Lisa was in charge of our marketing. And if you can imagine coming in with a bunch of people and lifting all kinds of stands and signs, and John Medved was working with us at the time, and he came and he said, "No, this won't do it all," and he's like, "Had to make it twice as big and bring it in," and it was like union labor on a Sunday, trying to get people to move things. And Jeremy was just a good sport. That's the only word for it. He was sweet and he helped, and this was not in a technical capacity. But as David, as you said before, it was the very early days of computers that we all saw together, which reminded me of something that Moshe Krantz once taught me, told me a story. I just saw Moshe this afternoon in Tel Aviv. He said it's hard to understand how far computers and technology have come in the last 20, 30 years. He once had a conversation with his daughter, Tehila, which I hope will put it into perspective for you. He said, "Tehila, when I was your age, a computer would fill an entire room." And she looked up and said, "Abba, wow, how big was the enter key?" So I would leave you with this thought. Jeremy was brilliant, just brilliant, but no less so, and certainly no less important. What a mensch. I loved him dearly and missed him.